Hello and welcome, and sorry for the bad sound quality, there is something wrong with my microphone. Anyways, we're gonna play Democracy 3 today, and we try to play as ANCAPs in America. So, the party will be ANCAPs, and we play against the others. So, the Repotems, like that. If you don't know this game is pretty much you play around with the budget. And with the budget there comes changes in your society and so on. So our goal for today will be to scrap as many taxes and regulations as somehow possible, try to get re-elected and try to get not murdered. The thing is, you start as normal in America with approval rating of pretty much nothing. Because when you come into power and you haven't changed all the policies on the first day, you're a bad president. The thing is, this takes time. This is represented by the political capital, which means that you can't change anything at once. So what we are going to do is the very first thing is absolutely anti-ANCAP, and we do that so that our ANCAP friends forget what we did after 4 years, and this is give a lot of money to the police. Why? Because we have a lot of problems with like street gangs and asocial behavior and so on, and all of this can be reduced by police force. It could also be reduced a little bit, perhaps, with handgun laws. But we don't have enough political power to lower the handgun laws. We do that in quite a short time, but not right yet. The next thing we're going to do is we scrap down the military. This will take time to get this into effect. This will take about, I think, 3 years or something like that. We could reduce it to ceremonial only, but I would say we reduce it to light defense. So America has its nuclear weapons and the army that is strong enough to repel any invasion force, but the end of America as a nation that is able to project power and send the armed forces to everywhere in the world are now over. So this makes up why do we do that? Because military spending is on place one. It is 70% of our whole budget, and we have to bring that down. Because you see, right now we give this much out and get this much in, and the global and economy, it looks like it's peaking right now, and so it goes up, and so it might come down. Perhaps not, but I guess it will come down. And the debt goes up. So the first thing what we have to do is we have to get the debt down, because if we don't bring the debt down, this will become a very important factor for its own. So we only have 4 political capital. That's not enough to do anything with that, so we go into next. So what are we here? Credit rating is downgraded, so we will pay more for our debt because we don't have our budget in order. So has it changed right now? Yeah, a little bit. The income went a bit up and the expenditures went a little bit down, but that's by far not enough. So we have 31. That's still not enough for the gun laws. But the next thing we when scrapped is the state pensions. We go down the state pensions to pretty much none and apply the changes. So again, we scrapped all our potential, and we have to do something for the liberals now, or the ethnic minorities, because otherwise they might kill us in the long run. So next. So should we ban? No, we reject the ban. We can, everything is awesome in a free market. They can do that themselves. So the next thing to appease the trade unionists is a bit is that the government is right now very pro-employer. We go to balanced. This means that we don't take sides. We let the free market do whatever they want. We don't help the employer, we don't help the worker. This should appease a little bit the liberals and so on. So we again have only 4. Next step. So, a celebrity loves us. Looks like Britney Spears loves us. This brings us some popularity. That's not bad. 29. 29 is still not a lot. What can we do now? What can we do for the liberals? Liberals like us now a little bit more. They hate us because we have armed police, but we need them for the moment. And they hate us for the intelligence service, and they hate us for the death penalty, and they hate us a little bit for the alcohol law. Alcohol law, we can reduce the alcohol law and say age 16 is okay. And I would say that's okay. And we have to do something for the parents, and this is one of the things you have to give them something, a little bit. And one of the things that we could implement, and that is a welfare fraud department. So we still have welfare, we can't get rid of them in the next year or so. So what we have to do in the first step is to reduce the welfare fraud and remind the people that welfare will end anyway, so living on fraud is not the best idea. So we implement it, and the costs are not that big. It costs 3 billion and brings half a billion. So it's more a populist thing. It's not really that it brings so much. And another thing that we might can do is, where was it? Dun, 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 dun. No. Maternal leave. This is one of the things. I know. I hear you already scream communist, but this is one of the things that might help our society in the long run, because it makes it easier to get a child and to care for this child. And I come from a culture where we do this, and this is one of the things that I say it's really. It's a good idea. It's really a good idea. But 3/4 pay is more than enough. Full pay would be. Can you go above that? Oh wow! No. 3/4 pay is okay. That's reasonable. So we increase a little bit. It's still not enough to get re-elected, but let's see. So now we did enough to have some influence. So that production law, should we limit the agency? No, we allow them. The thing is, when we allow the agency now to operate freely, this will decrease our likeness very much. We have to give them something. We limit this. I know that's not ANCAP, but we have to give the people something, or otherwise they gonna kill us. Literally, you have here these groups. These are the peaceful NGO type groups, and when they get enough traction, they start to become militant. And right now it looks like the Traditional Value Alliance don't like us, but they are dropping right now. So it looks like they don't try to kill us right now. So the liberals go a little bit up, the trade unionists should go a little bit up, parents go a little bit up, ethnic minorities. So what can we do for the ethnic minorities? Still, we don't have enough points for the gun laws. What we can do for the minorities is we can go. It's in law and order. Community policing. This means that we work closer with the communities, and it costs a bit, but it also should help us. Perhaps if we have some luck, this could create a situation where we can get rid of the armed police. So let's hope for the best. So what else? What can we do? Diplomatic service. Nobody cares about that. Dead hand. If we are not so strong anymore on the military side, we should implement that. Dead hand is pretty much a thing that when somebody tries to attack us, the missiles get launched. It's not very cheap, but we can do this with. Let's do it with 10 billions. It should be enough. I mean, yeah, it should be enough. It should bring us a bit more popularity, because this is right now what we're doing. We try to be populist and try to get re-elected, because if we get killed and our approval rating is at somewhere at 0, what good is done? They will change it back, and change it back faster than we have implemented it. So we have to do something. What can we do next? Military standing is still high, state schooling is still high. The state health service is still high, although it's only life-threatening operations. So can we go lower? Yeah, we can. Okay, we can't cancel it completely, but we still can go a little bit lower. And this ate all our capital away. So okay, somebody stole something. Why? I mean, we have enough pull. No, okay. What should you do? 24. What can we do with 24? We could implement. You see, we need more. We still need a little bit more money, because there is a recession going on in the global economy, and we have to do something about it. So what we are implementing right now is a temporary tax on luxuries, and it's not so high. And the thing why I do that, I know. Come me. No, luxury goods are good because they are expensive. And if you make a silver Ferrari a little bit more expensive, it's still a status symbol, and it's still expensive, and still people would like it, and it brings us this 20 billions we pretty much need for the dead hand and so on. And it's quite neutral with the voters. They don't care all too much. Socialists might like us a little bit more. And what it leads to is that the wealthy will start to flee the country, but with a tax of 30%, it shouldn't be that high. So, and again, it's only a temporary measure. You all know what this means. So let's see if we have now enough for the gun laws. Stop and search as also requires your attention. There is a demand for the police for stopping people on the street if they believe that they will be guilty of a crime. No. We have now enough police, but they have to work with what they got, and we don't implement the police state. So the gun laws, still not enough points. You can't take over, you can't say next point and have then 60, you only take some of the points with you. So where are we now? Finally, we have now more money that we get, so we can reduce our debt a little bit. And if we reduce the debt a little bit, the interest rates go also down. So that would be a good thing. We can also have a look on what have changed so far. The health went up, the education went up, the crime went down, violent crime went down, poverty went a little bit up. This is due to the reduction of the money to the elderly. The working week went down. This translates a little bit in the productivity results, but people work 20% less, but the productivity went only down by 7%. And I think this is also very true. When you make the people to work 80 hours a week, they don't get 80% more productive. There is a correlation, but the correlation is somewhere there. For double the hours, you get not even 1 hour more productivity out. So immigration went down because there is less social spending. We can also increase that. The terrorist activity, I guess domestic went up. Let's have a look into that. Yeah, well, there are some people who think about killing us, but it's not that dangerous right now. So what can we do as a next step? What is there? Yeah, both systems are taught. Liberals don't like that, but what should you do? They don't like the ghettos and the homelessness. Understandable. Prison tagging. I don't like prison tagging either. So we cancel this. 16. Let's hope we get enough over for our weapons law. Ah, okay. So Black Lives Matters tries would like to kill us. Children feud. Leave law unchanged. Blah, 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 regulated. This is one of the things we want to get re-elected, guys. So we have to get we have to do something. Yeah, okay, we regulate it. This is only a temporary measure. You see. Again, yesterday. You see, now we have enough. That is what you pay for. When you do that, you can then do something else. So we say no limits. So all the aircraft carriers that get now sold because we don't need them anymore can now be bought by Americans. So next, we're already in NCAP Paradise. That was fast. Okay, well, I'm dead. So what can we learn from this game? Well, you can learn from this game that even though you are elected by a certain group, you have to do something for the other groups. And if you don't do enough for the other groups, they kill you. Either they kill you by making interviews on CNN and you don't get re-elected, or they kill you with a gun. In this case, it's with a gun. And they always get killed from these guys. Because we were so racist in implementing a luxury law and tax and whatever. I would really want to see, I have researched this, I want to see that somebody gets through 2 terms and move in the direction of hardcore capitalism and want to move and then goes to an ANCAP society. And I want to see the start parameters, because if you put it down too easy, it is absolutely doable, but with a difficulty of 100%, I really want to see that happen. And this should be a lesson. I mean, it's a simulation, it's a game, okay? So that's not reality, but you can learn some stuff of that. And one of the major things you have to learn from this game, and you can learn from this game, is the difference between a billion and a million. Because how often I hear some people say, oh, we scrap this and this policy and this taxes and everything is fine. Yeah, but you have to, as long as you have a government, and you can't get rid of the government from one day to another, at least not in a democracy, because there are still, and not even in a revolution, still in a revolution you will have to deal with the people who think that they need a state, and that's about 80% of the people. You can't kill them all, and even if you kill 80% of your people, you have done the problem at hand that the rest of the world comes over and kills you. So that's not viable. You have to do it gradually. And the thing is, how do you do that? How do you gradually change the things? Because you can move back to where we have had a watch to the changes. We increased the poor earnings, we increased the middle earnings, we increased the wealthy earnings. And still they are not happy, because they are happy if you implement silly things that are only populist, like this fraud, this welfare fraud department. It took more money to implement than what we get out, but the people think, and in reality it's absolutely the same. People think, oh, this action will reduce how much money I have to pour into the system for the poor. It's the opposite, in fact. You invest more money for this absolutely populist thingy than it brings out. So what I urge you to do in the first place is get the budget of your nation and read it. Read what is the most expensive thing, and what do you think is very expensive, and then check it with the really expensive thing. And I bet most of the things you think are a big chunk of costs are not that high. And secondly, play this game. I would urge more or less all the nations and all the schools to bring this game into the schoolroom, because you can learn this is the major thing you have to learn about politics. It's the difference between a million and a billion. and see that some policies are very expensive and don't bring a lot. Like this welfare fraud thingy, this is taken from reality. It doesn't bring a lot, but people think it saves them money, and it's right in the alley of Stefan Molyneux, who says whatever the state does, it only makes things worse. And this game works on that, and they have when you reduce the state pensions, you can move back and see the value for the private pensions go up. So it is viable that you reach a point where people are happy with these changes, but it takes time. It always takes time. This is one of the things that radicals don't understand, and especially if you are below 20, you can't understand that, because you think, I have the idea how to change that, and if we change that overnight, yeah, but there are people in the system who live in the system since 40 years and they don't want changes. If you reach something in the range of 40, changes become somehow spooky. I think Douglas Adams was it who said, everything that is invented when you are a child is part of the nature. Everything that is invented until you are 18 is cool and new, and everything that is invented after you are 35 is work of the devil and should be banned. And this is how humans work in their heads. They don't like changes all that much, which is sad, but you have to take care also for your opponent. You can't say, I got elected by these guys and I do only stuff for these guys, but again, they're gonna kill you like we got killed today. So I think this game is right now on Steam for $10 or something like that. I mean, it's old, it's from 2013. I would really love to see an ANCAP play this game and without screaming statist, statist. You have to understand that people work that way and that governments work that way, and that if you have only 2%, 3%, let's say 5% on your side, it will take time to change the rest of the society. And again, I have seen so many videos where people made the United States communist. I really want to see it work the other way around. I haven't seen that right now, and it looks like I'm not able to do that because, quite frankly, I don't have the time to play 20 rounds to find out what I should do to get there. But if you have the time and if you have the moves and if you really want to do that, I would love to see a response video on that, how to do that, because I think all of you are more able to do it than me. Yeah, because I suck in this game. So thanks for watching, like, share and subscribe. Send me your reply video, I'm very interested in seeing it, and have a great time.